I had the pleasure of meeting Mark DeCracker when I was pinch hitting for the mayor, and there was a bunch of cyclists coming through by the Erie Canal, and he wasn't able to attend. He asked me if I could go and greet some of the people coming through the village, and I was amazed at the number of people that come through that pathway. And one of the people I met was Mark, and that was the start of a relationship that has flourished into this wonderful community project. And his organization, Mural Mania, has, over the years, since they started in 2007, has murals that stretch across 75 miles of the Erie Canal. And I believe in Wayne County alone, there is over 30 murals in our county alone. The murals tell our story, our history. This one project in particular that they worked on in Newark this summer was a partnership where we applied for a grant, and the Erie Canalway Heritage Quarter awarded us a $2,000 grant, and we wanted to bring students into the project and have that be the basis of this community project. And throughout the summer, it initially started with maybe high school kids, and Mark wanted bigger and bigger and bigger.
Wait a minute.
And he just kept getting people and more people and more people. And before you knew it, this had evolved into this amazing project where many of the people that are in this room today, business owners, supplied food and drinks for the students while they were working on the project. And we had children as young as 5 years old that had a paintbrush in their hand that were painting on the mural. So they had a really fun summer. And this is only the beginning of our project. We're actually not finished. This is the part that that Mural Media just finished with the students. And Mark worked alongside with our lead artist, James Ziegler, who's also one of our new art teachers at the high school. And Mark and James were a pleasure to work with this summer. A pleasure being that if you can handle them telling you that they want to go bigger and more all the time, then they're wonderful. And they pushed me to really not worry so much about dotting my I's and crossing my T's. And I wanted everything to go just so perfectly and the way we planned it. And by the time they told me what their vision was and what they wanted to do, I enjoyed supporting them. And to see what it ended up being at the end of the summer was truly amazing. And I still get compliments everywhere I go. And I can't take the credit. I mean, Mural Mania is behind this. And I just wanted to present Mark and Mural Mania with the Community Award for this year from the Chamber. So congratulations, and thank you, Mark, for pushing me and being such a community person.
I know that. Like I already told you. It's funny, everything comes full circle. It was 2007 when I came up with this idea. I had read that Pine Bluff, Arkansas was like rated 245th in the country for small cities. They started a mural program and it ended up jumping to 45 in about 3 years. Yeah, we can do this. And I met up with Noel Dobbins, Winston Dobbins' son, at his wake, and said, "What do you think about this?" He said, "I'll help you." And Noel has Claire Durban, and he ended up passing away later this summer. But the fact that he was such an inspiration to me, and I knew I needed somebody that knew art. And I worked with James on that. We were actually a finalist for the World Trade Center Memorial in New York City. I knew James is a great artist. I went to his high school graduate or his party and I saw these wonderful pictures. And he can do this, so I need a good artist. So this is like 2007. This is infamous. This is our Mural Mania photo that will live on. And it was at that dedication on June 14th that over 250 came, including the mayor of Newark, Peter Blandino. And he came to me in 2008 and said, "We got to do this in Newark." And then you got your first mural at East Adams Ridge, and then the Alex Eli Community Center, which is great to see that because I worked for Alex. Well, I actually worked just as Alex was retiring, but I knew what a man he was. In fact, I always tell people that Alex was like, before Title IX became popular, he was like, had served like 25, 30 years getting women involved in sports and stuff. So that was amazing. So 2008, we get this first mural done, and I just want to say something to Brian. When I went to a dedication in Weeksport in 2007 with Noel on August 14th, I said to him, "Bob, when we get these murals across all these different communities along your area. I said, you can retire. Well, by 2010, we had covered his whole district. So you got something to live up to. So that's how quick that happened. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that. And I do have a similar story like Brian's. I'm going to go back a few years because he talks about the plaza. I'm going to talk about East Union. When the idea for the mural came up, we always wanted the rose garden, top of DeCracker. So James did the research, and we went to the North Historical Society. Mary Smith really helped us out with references, which was wonderful. And we brought that to fruition. I just remember being a young kid, 8 years old, going there, and that had an impact on me as far as why I love gardening, why I developed the Trail of Hope, and why to this day I just enjoy gardening. Because it's smelling those roses, and it was sad to see it disappear. So that was, I often reflect back to the Field of Dreams, what was once great can be again, the movie. Because that's what it's all about. And James brought that to fruition with his, he just was the detail to that rose garden. And the people in it were people that walked by. So we had a couple old hands that walked by, and we said, you're going to the mural. So other people, you know, sometimes we have family members got in there, but that's okay. But then, going back to this similar story that Brian had, it was, I remember I moved to Newark with Sodas. Actually, we actually beat Newark in the Class A Finals in 1973. And then I moved there the next year, so that was a little weird. And I worked at the community center, and I played a lot of basketball with the same guys. But I got a job in the summer over at Hanover, which is where the ARC is now. And I sat there, and everybody just stopped working when the wrecking ball was hitting the City Hall in the Newark Grill. And I never forgot seeing people welding up with tears as that iconic building came down. So when it came time to paint the mural, it's kind of a political statement. I know you're doing this thing about taking the shovel buildings down, but perhaps that would have been a better way of doing it, Brian, is the bad things go down, but keep the good stuff. But no, the whole East Avenue got leveled. And so I said, let's paint that back. And so we had a couple that came back, and we had the students. I remember a 12-year-old girl teaching her how to use a level, and she was helping out with City Hall. So that was pretty interesting, and seeing that people come by and share their wonderful stories of that East Avenue. So that was always ingrained in me as seeing that happen. I said, this is a way to bring that back and never forget how wonderful. How many remember eating at the North Grill? Raise your hand. Okay, great. And I just want to share my first experience at the North Grill. I was working at, well, you know this, Mike, the summer program, and we had 3 parks back there: Lincoln, Allegan, and Perkins. Back when there was a little waiting pool at Perkins, and we went down kind of after Friday with little kids all day. I mean, we're talking like 100 kids. You had to have a beer. That's when you can drink when you're 18. So yeah, so we went down to North Grill. And this is a story I remember in the North Grill. We were sharing, what happened at your playground today? Well, this is what happened at Perkins. I was at Lincoln at the time. Well, you ever heard this game called Red Rover, Red Rover, Red Red Come Over? Yeah. Okay, well, remember halter tops? Yeah, okay, well, just imagine what happened. Yeah, this young, beautiful playground director was doing Red Rover, and she ran and she lost her halter top. And all the 12 and 13-year-old boys were, thank you, God. So that was my memory, and I still see these same kids come up to me today and share. That was such a great day. Anyway. So that was my memory of the North Grill, but I am just bringing it back, and I'm close here. I just want to thank Mark. When we needed help, I called Mark. And there was this sign that said North Route 88 Bridge. And it was on the wall, and it was blocked, and we want to paint over this. So he had the public work guys come down and move it immediately. And and then I had to call Mark, we need to move it again. It's like blocking the mural. Because we're sitting at Craft 120 having a beer. And so he moved it again. I mean, not like weeks later, that day. And also, we were putting up the rose, which is painted on a synthetic material called Evelyn. And the wind was blowing a little bit, and we thought we were going to have a few kids that day. We had like 3. And I know he's code enforcement, but that day he made Nork better because he helped us put the rows up. The wind's blowing, we had to coat it with this special glue, and there's no photos because everybody had to participate in putting that rose up. So thank you, Mark, for being so, expediting everything for us. That was great. And also there was meeting the bikers. You don't know how many bikers come through. It was, at first I was like, I hear these bikers, wow, this is amazing, and I do videos at the end. We had to just keep painting because we got to finish this project. Just to close in a short story, then James might say a few things. There was a couple who helped us out, Gordon, and I guess they were living together. They wanted to get married at the original Rose Gardens, and they closed it before they had a chance to have their wedding. So a couple weeks ago, they got married at the mural. How cool is that? So that's a nice closure on that circle. So James, you want to say a few things? Yeah, without James's help, man, he's just amazing. Great working with the kids. It was a fantastic project. We worked, I don't know if you know the plans, but the Rose Parade is coming in next. Do you know that there were elephants in the Rose Parade? Elephants. And Bob Hope came here and there were 50,000 people there. It's kind of cool when you do research on this stuff. And then we're talking about another mural up on the Murray Strait Bridge, a railroad abutment that's going to be showing Erie Canal, transportation, and the railroad at the same time. So I'm looking forward to James leading that in the future with the students. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mark. Well, thank you to the Newark Chamber of Commerce for recognizing Mural Mania, and thank you for helping us out this summer, Rebecca. You did a great job organizing everything. I wouldn't be here without Mark DeCracker. 11 years ago, he approached me to help out with a mural in Lyons. It started out small, and then one mural led to the next, and 11 years later, here we are, accepting the award for our program, and it's really an amazing adventure that I've been on these past years with Mark, and working with the local communities and high school students, and now teaching at Newark High School. I'm getting more students involved in the community and hopefully learning about the history, which is really great that these kids are giving back to their community where they live, and they're learning about the local history. So I think that's really important, and there's a lot more murals to come, and I'm looking forward to working with the community, the students, Mark, and everyone. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
One thing I just want to say one other thing. One thing I know is the murals along Erie Canal. If Newark gets 2 more murals, we will have the most murals visible from the water on the whole state. Without a doubt, hands down. So we can do that.
Sounds like we have some goals now. And we also agree on a few things. One, that Mark Peak is pretty awesome, and that we have some work to do with downtown revitalization.